Hello and welcome to the CADCAM for Everyone live streaming press conference. We are here today with Ben Lund from Dentaltown magazine. How you doing, Ben?
Good to see you, man.
I don't know what you did in a past life, Ben, but you've chosen to work for Howard Fran for a living, and I can say that because he's one of my best friends. But that's got to be an interesting experience on a daily basis.
It really is. We love Howard. We love working with Howard. We love working with the townies, and I couldn't be at a better place.
I feel like that the townies and Dentaltown was really one of the first places to kind of embrace this technology. It seems like I remember back in the day when Sam and T-Bone were first getting involved, that's really where I saw CEREC starting to pop up on a regular basis.
Yeah, it really is, and the townies are very excited about CADCAM, and I'm sure they're probably very excited about what they just learned today. I guess my first question to anybody here is why did we choose Scottsdale to talk about all this new stuff?
Sure. I mean, I'll jump on that one. Scottsdale Center for Dentistry, where we are today, has been around now for a few years. It's the home of Spear Education, but it's also the home of CERECDoctors.com, and every person who purchases a CEREC machine from Sirona and Patterson gets 1 year of CERECDoctors.com access to their website, which is just thousands of videos and also a forum of CEREC owners, through which they can learn a lot of detailed information about their CEREC technology, how to take advantage of it, how to expand their indications, and so on. And so it actually makes a pretty natural home. We have a very close partnership with the Scottsdale Center for Dentistry, and as it turns out, we're also here training our sales force at Patterson Dental about the new products and the new CADCAM for Everyone strategy. So we thought, what better place, what better time to get everybody together and bring in members of the media and the press and let them see what's under the hood and what's going on at Sirona.
Right on.
We also thought it'd be a good idea to do it somewhere where it was so oppressively hot that the Patterson sales reps wouldn't go outside and try to do alternate activities.
I'm
They're pretty much
glad,
forced to be inside. So that was
really
part
glad
of the
I wore a
strategy
jacket today.
We're here in jackets and ties.
And a tie.
Thankfully, the air conditioning is working. Did you get a chance to see some of the new equipment? And the scanners?
I did. It's pretty amazing, and I wanted to know a little bit more about this CADCAM for Everyone campaign, and maybe you'd want to go in a little bit more about that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll touch on a little bit, and we can bounce it off the other guys in the panel. But I mean, what Sirona's done is they've come out with new products that allow different products to be paired together and create a CAD/CAM solution for just about every practice that's out there. And we've got a digital impressioning system under $20,000, and we've got chairside CAD/CAM milling and scanning that can happen as low as $79,000 and go as high as $130,000. And so now we have multiple systems to go after the market for dentists and each type of practice that they may have. And then there's also 2 digital impressioning systems that are upgradable to go into a full chairside system. And so Sirona has really given us a lot of tools and resources now with this new menu to make it affordable and access to everyone in the dental community.
Yeah, and as a clinician, Todd and I, when we got into CAD/CAM, we had one choice. It was one acquisition unit and one milling unit, and if it didn't work for you, that was it. You had to figure out a way to make that work. Now you've got multiple imaging systems, multiple milling units, so you've got a price point of very low to very, some might say it's a little high, but I think it's very reasonable. It all depends on what you're doing in your practice. If you're doing custom abutments, milling out surgical guides, anterior bridges now, virtual articulation, and doing all of those things, all that can be done chairside now. And it's not just a system that's limited to, hey, I'm going to use my CEREC on my first premolar on 18-year-olds. That's you can use these restorations with the materials that we have, with the capabilities we have, anywhere in the mouth.
You know what's interesting, when you and I got started about roughly the same time, the cost.
I think I bought mine 1 day before you.
I think you actually did. I'll give that to you.
Ooh, you pull rank
1 day longer. But the cost that we paid back then for the technology at the time was even more so than the price point of the blue camera and the MCX milling chamber, considerably more. And imagine all the things that can do, what we could have done 10 years ago with it. I mean, it's amazing. So I think a lot of people that are looking at the price points don't realize what the price has been and how it is evolving over time. And that's a good thing for Patterson.
And Todd, I think you'll agree with me. Even at that back then, when it was expensive, if you weren't doing enough restoration, it was expensive. It was
really expensive if you weren't using it.
If you weren't using it, but if you use the machine, if you use the technology, there is no cost. I mean, you're already spending the money. If you're doing crowns and inlays and onlays, and now you're doing a chair side, you eliminate that lab fee. That takes care of the cost. So even back then, it was a very reasonable expense as long as you use the technology.
The best thing I think though out of all this is the Apollo digital impressioning system, because it allows a huge range of people to actually finally get into it. Whether they're not doing enough crowns, say they're doing 0 to 10, they can get into that, or they can actually be somebody that has been doing 30 or 40, and you don't have to disrupt their practice by using that. It's going to enhance their practice, and that's incredibly powerful what you guys.
Yeah, and that's a great example of CAD-CAM for everyone, because there's this new entry-level model. In fact, Adam, let's go over to the Sirona demo pod. Do you have can you show us the Apollo real quick?
I'd be happy to show you the new Apollo scanner. Let's come right over here, grab my model. I already have a case sort of started here, so I'm just going to go forward and show you guys the new multi-touch interface that we have, and then activate the camera. And you'll see that the camera is very lightweight. It's a very small camera. It's less than 1/4 pound actually, so it's quite friendly in the hand. And then I just simply hit a button, start the scanner this way, and then continue scanning. So it's very quick acquisition. As you can see, it's very similar scanning technique from what we have on the OmniCam, but we do have a contrast medium like we do with the Blue Cam. So it's almost the best of both worlds there.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick that is compared to 10 years ago when we had the Red Cam, at a fifth the cost.
And I could see, getting an entry-level scanner, but buying it out of the back of some guy's van, as he pulls into your dental office parking lot, and then it's not supported at all. But this is an entry-level scanner, that you guys are manufacturing and Patterson supporting. That's got to feel pretty good knowing that you got those teams behind this, even though it is an entry-level scanner.
In general, Mike, it's not a good idea to buy anything out of the back of somebody's van, especially if you're going to use it in your dental practice.
Yeah, trust me, this suit, that's why it fits the way it does.
We're excited, however, with that product lineup, as you say. So everywhere from the entry-level digital impressioning machine to the most sophisticated chairside CAD-CAM technology that you can buy today is available through Patterson Dental, and it's one call for support. It's one call for help. If anything goes down, I mean, God forbid, but the issue is, technology, products, equipment in your office goes down from time to time. What do you want to have happen at that moment? You want answers, you want solutions, you want somebody to drop what they're doing and get in a van and come and help you out. And that's exactly what Patterson does. And so we feel very good about delivering a product line that covers the spectrum. Basically, any dental office in the United States today can afford to get into CAD-CAM. There's no barrier there at all. And the nice thing is, if they do it with Sirona and Patterson, it's one phone number to call for support. So
for sure,
we're really appreciative of that fact.
Absolutely. So if I'm interested in any of these options, what's the best way to get a hands-on demo?
Call your Patterson representative, and they'll schedule a time to have one of our 100 CEREC specialists come out to your office and do a demonstration for you.
Okay. And then, so let's say I buy one of these units, one of these several options, and I'm not really digging it, and I want to try the next step up. What do I do from there? Just call you guys? And
we've always had an upgrade path for the product, so depending on where the doctor gets in the product cycle, there's an opportunity for them to grow. The one product that, the Apollo DI product, that is a single entry product. You're getting a digital impressioning system. That's all it's going to do. Now, if you choose to go with one of the other digital impressioning systems, which is the Blue Cam Connect or the OmniCam Connect, you can expand that system and upgrade it, and then add a milling system to it down the road, and you have a complete chairside CAD-CAM system. But Apollo is an entry-level digital scanner for $19,995 with no click fees. So you're in, one feed, done. And but all the other ones have an upgrade path for them to continue to evolve in the technology in digital dentistry.
And to kind of expand on what Josh was saying, there's also programs that Patterson and Sirona have put together that if you're not a CEREC owner, you can actually go through a 2-day program and design restorations and have the ability to exactly see how it works, kick the tire, so to speak, and make the decision on, is this going to work for me or not? And that we do one of those programs here at the Scottsdale Center. It's been extremely successful in showcasing how that technology works.
That might be more effective than an in-office demo, because in an in-office demo there may be a hygiene check and some other things that you have to do. I could see that your attention being drawn other places as opposed to being here or somewhere being immersed.
I would agree. I mean, I think it's been very successful in the sense that doctors have said, you know, I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult. And their first morning, when they come to the program, we spend the entire morning, they mail out and design 5 restorations, onlay, a couple of crowns, an anterior, and they're just blown away. Like, I thought there was more to it than this. And no, there really isn't. It's simple.
But you know, at the end of the day, dentists want to touch the products that they're thinking about using. I mean, they're a very tactile group of people, and so that Accept program, that's the name of the program, CEREC Accept, and we run them here in Scottsdale. We also have them in Charlotte, North Carolina, and those programs are really designed to allow the customer to sit down on their own machine, try it in their own hands, so to speak, and just see how it works. And to your point, I mean, most people find that it's a little easier than they thought it was, but it's a safe environment for them. It's outside of the practice, so there's not a lot of distractions and so on, and that's been an exciting way to get people engaged and get them involved in the technology.
Right on. Now, I know we only have a few minutes left, but I know that we've upgraded our software here, haven't we? We've gone from 4.0 to 4.2. Now, 4.0 was pretty awesome. Can you tell me a little bit more about 4.2?
Can I say my most favorite thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the functional occlusion. I mean, we've, forever in digital dentistry, it's always been a maximum intercuspation position, and that's great. I mean, triple tray does the same thing basically, but now we can actually see it in motion, and you can actually have a map of where there could potentially be interferences, and I think Adam can probably show us that.
Yeah, I'd be happy to come over here. I actually have a Smile Design case pulled up. If we can get on a close-up of the screen here, I'll be able to show you a couple of things. While I'm on the Smile Design, I think it's important to show you, how this case functions with the 3-dimensional rendering of the patient. So a 2-dimensional image turns into a 3-dimensional image. And to speak to what Dr. Ehrlich was mentioning, if we go into the virtual articulator, now we're able to see the parameter settings, apply those settings. We can change these if we like. And then we're able to actually turn on the virtual articulator within the case that we're working on now. So if I exit the articulator here, I can actually animate this model. So you can see the functional path of this patient. So we've set the occlusal plane in the software. Everything is set up for you exactly the way that you want it for that patient. As I said, any of the values you want to put in for that articulator, you're welcome to do that yourself, or you can accept the average values, which most labs would use anyway. And you can see here what Todd was mentioning. And if I turn this off and go to my occlusal compass, now I'm able to see the actual movements, the excursive movements, protrusive movements that are causing these interferences throughout. And we have a color-coded legend here, our occlusal compass, that'll help define what those areas mean.
Todd, maybe you can elaborate. What's your favorite? What do you like about that so much? You seem really excited about it.
Well, because we've always been in this one position design mode, and just with the lab, if you're getting a triple tray, you have to guess the rest of we're taking the guesswork out of it. And I don't know about you, Sam, but I've been finding myself using it more for diagnostic stuff. So I'm not even using it to make a restoration. I'm using it as digital study models. And when the patient sees that and they see their jaw sliding back and forth, now we have a real discussion of occlusal pathology. That's much more powerful.
Yeah, I don't think we really know what the capabilities will allow the 40,000 CEREC users out there to do, because Smile Design, virtual articulator, custom abutments, anterior permanent bridges, the ability to mill zirconia, it's a whole new ball game now, and it's really exciting to see how that's going to affect the dental community.
I hope you start doing a lot more occlusal guards too, Todd, when you can show the patient the way that's all moving together and grinding around.
Well, the whole idea, so you were even doing it, this is how we describe it to our patients.
Right.
That doesn't mean anything.
That means a lot to a dentist. So you start doing this to a dentist,
dental
they know
code.
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, this is a pickup line in some countries, but to another dentist, they know exactly what you're doing. Ben, thanks so much for coming on and asking some good questions. I know the CEREC part of Dentaltown is always a busy part, and guys are on the forum all the time sharing information, and we appreciate everything you guys do for dentistry.
It's our pleasure.
So on behalf of myself and Josh and Sam and Roddy and Todd, I want to thank you all for your time and your commitment to quality dentistry.